Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Hawaiiverse podcast, a podcast that supports local by only drafting players from Hawaii on your fantasy football team. I'm your host, Kamaka Diaz, and we got a super cool episode for you today. As you know, every episode we do a local business giveaway, but for this one, I want to do something special because we reached over 1,000 followers on Instagram and over 75 collective reviews, which I read every single one on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, to personally thank you all for supporting Hawaiiverse and our podcast, my team and I are giving away a $200 gift card to our store for you to spend and support our local businesses. I appreciate you all. Let's keep growing, spreading aloha, and of course, supporting local. Some super awesome stuff right there happening for us, but you know what else is pretty awesome? Our guest today on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Our guest is a local boy from the Big Island of Hawaiʻi. He is a Native-Hawaiian professional football player for the Seattle Seahawks. In high school, this multi-sport athlete earned a total of 12 varsity letters for football, basketball, and track and field, but ended up attending the University of Hawaii at Manoa to play football right after a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Paris, France. He had a successful collegiate career for the Rainbow Warriors and even led the nation in receiving touchdowns during his 2018 season, in which he was also named the team's MVP. He finished his college football career ranked in Hawaii's top 10 for career receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. He's a local boy doing big things. His name is John Ursua. Aloha, John. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm super stoked to talk with you. Fun fact, we actually played against each other growing up in Pop Warner football. You're on the West Side Eagles. I was, not trying to brag or anything. I was, 7th grade quarterback for the Kailua Warriors, And I remember playing you guys, and we had to watch out for that Ursua boy. And I didn't realize until last year when I think we first met that was you. You were the Ursua boy that we all hated.
Yeah, and you're that quarterback that we couldn't stop. So.
Oh, no, you guys stopped me.
No, you're a stud out there.
Those are my glory days. But so I just got to know. How do you live with yourself, knowing all the pain and suffering that you caused to us? All those years trying to tackle you, breaking our ankles, scoring so many touchdowns. How do you live your life knowing that?
It's the best accomplishment I've had. No, I'm just kidding.
No, watch out. Us Kailua boys,
They might come and hit me from the side without me looking at. No, it was cool. It was crazy when we met last year, or, kind of re-established a friendship last year, and I was just like, we made that connection. That was funny.
Yeah, super cool. Small world, smaller island.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get into everything, I just want to know where you're from, where you grad. I kind of know, but for the listeners, just tell us where you're from, where you grad. What was it like growing up in Kona?
Yeah, so I'm John Ursua. I grew up in Kailua, Kona, Hawaii, on the Big Island.
The junk side of the island. You live all day.
Stop it. No, so the beautiful side of the island, where it's always hot and sunny. No, but I grew up in Hawaiian homes. My dad's Native-Hawaiian as well as my mom. So we grew up in Hawaiian homes where I attended Ehunui Kaimalino, where I went to Hawaiian immersion. Grew up from Punana Leo till about 8th grade, going to Hawaiian schools. Grateful for that because then they wanted to learn my culture and the Olelo. And then, just grew up as a sports family, 3 or 4 brothers, 2 sisters. And so a real competitive family, always competing towards something. But it helped me grow as an individual and as a person. So, it's kind of a little bit about my background.
Yeah. So how did you get into football? Because I know you did a lot of sports. You did basketball. That was You're really good at basketball. I saw some videos you posted at Russell Wilson's house, just casually balling with Russ.
Yeah. So basketball was kind of me and my brother's first love. It was everything to us. Everything was street ball, Allen Iverson. MJ, whatever it was. That was our first love, and then kind of growing into it, we played soccer, we played volleyball, or, whatever it was growing up in Kona or Big Island. You kind of got to play everything.
Yeah.
And so then football kind of came in the picture when my older brother, Jared, he started playing. And then after him, his footsteps, my brother Naya started playing as well. And so that's what led me to kind of start pursuing football. And, kind of seeing them have success. They went on to play at Southern Utah University, had shots at the NFL, but didn't pursue it or whatever the case was. But, that's kind of where my love for football started growing, I started seeing that we weren't growing past 5'9", 5'10". So I said, we got to switch it up and play football, because basketball, it was not going to cut it being 5'9". So that's where we kind of switched over to the football side.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, there are some really good people, Nate Robinson, some shotties in the NBA, but yeah, I guess for football that makes sense because you're a slot receiver and you kind of have the build for that.
Yep, exactly. It just translated, and everything we were doing in football or basketball, soccer, it kind of translated right to
the
football.
Quick cutting and everything.
Yeah, so slot receiver, quarterback, whatever it was just kind of translated right over.
Yeah, so you ended up going to Kealakekea High School for a year or two?
Yep, 1 year.
And you were quarterback at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you were the quarterback. Or did you go straight to Vars? Or?
Yeah, so I went straight to varsity where my brother was the QB and I was the receiver.
Okay, yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, so Naya was the QB and then I was playing slot. And,
that's cool. You get to play with your brother.
Yeah, so it was his senior year, my freshman year. I got pulled up. I was nervous the whole year, but I was just hoping my brother would throw me the ball. So it was a good experience, good fun time.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And then you moved to Utah after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So after my freshman year at Kealakekea, my mom decided to take us out to Utah because my brothers both signed at Southern Utah to play football out there. And my older sister, Jen, was already living there. So me and my sister, Kaniai, were still in high school. And so my mom took us to where I attended Westlake. So we moved to Saratoga Springs, Utah.
Okay, and what was that experience like? Did you want to move or... moving from Hawaii to Utah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, people thought I was crazy. There's like, what are you doing here? And then I'm going to school in slippers and shorts, and I don't own jackets and stuff like that. But no, I didn't want to move, but it was a family decision, and it was what my parents felt was best for the kids, and so it was hard leaving my best friends. Just my people where I grew up, where I have all my childhood memories, and going to Utah, it was just like. How is that an option, when we live in Hawaii? Yeah. And so it is what it is. It was a great experience for me. So it gave me lots of exposure for sports and just opportunity to meet new people.
Yeah, I think that might have helped you in a way because, the recognition you get in Hawaii is so small compared to what you can get somewhere like Utah or somewhere on the West Coast.
Yeah, no, it was like instant. Like as soon as I got out there, talking to smaller schools, Division I AA's or D1s, and they come knocking on your door. Wow. Where in Kona or Big Island, it's like nobody's coming out there. They're like, where is that? Or like that's someplace I go on vacation. There's no athletes out here, and so but I can tell you straight up, there is some ballers in Big Island, and so it was tough to leave, but. Yeah, I wasn't going to get looked at if I stayed in Kona compared to the moment I stepped foot in Utah. It was like offers are coming in and out. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You probably liked it after that, right? You're like, oh, okay, this is not too bad, huh?
Yeah, I said, maybe I could get used to this, get schooling paid for or something.
Yeah. How was it? How was the dynamic between other students, other people in Utah compared to, the local community here?
Yeah. Obviously, it's the population's different, I became, the minority or, what is it called?
You were a minority. I mean, here in Hawaii, the minority is the majority because we're just a melting pot of different ethnicities. Yeah. But over there, you really are like the actual minority.
Exactly. Right? So, I mean, it took something, adjustments, getting used to, but just even having like 4 seasons, like having the snow, having the fall, and then having summer or whatever it is, it was like, for me, I was like, we don't have that. Like, we just have it beautiful year round. Yeah. And so, there was just like little adjustments, indoor high schools, I wasn't used to that. But, they need it for the protection of snows or whatever. So it was cool. It was like a super cool experience.
Did you get into anything like snowboarding or hiking? Did you get to visit places like Moab?
Yeah, I've been out there. Did a little bit of snowboarding, a little bit of skiing. Wasn't great at it, so didn't spend too much time doing it. But it was just a cool little hobby, little side thing you could do, and then going to like hikes or waterfalls or stuff like that.
Oh, cool. I didn't even think Utah had waterfalls.
Yeah, there's a couple of hikes out there. I can't remember the names, but I've been to a couple.
Okay. Oh, But when you say waterfall, it's nothing like we have over here, right? It's like small.
Yeah, don't get the idea of what we have here is similar there. It's a little different, yeah.
Because I remember like going to places, studying abroad, or when I was in Madagascar with my other Peace Corps friends, we'd go to this waterfall. It'd be like 20 feet or 10 feet, and they're like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's so cool."
Right, you're trying to hype it up.
Yeah, because we're spoiled over here, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, who did you look up to when you were playing football and sports? Did you have any role models?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, my two brothers were like my biggest role models, biggest heroes. Just as far as like leading the journey, just played such a huge impact in my life. Just carrying the torch, so that I can come up and have the future that I had. But outside of my family, I think, like Reggie Bush was somebody like I really admired at USC, and so it was just crazy, like just watching him play, doing some of the things that he did. That was somebody I always looked up to as far as like in the football world. And then basketball, like AI, MJ, that was kind of that world that we were living in growing up. So it was fun. We had great role models.
That's true. And we're about the same age. So Reggie Bush was also one of my he was my favorite player at USC. That's when I started watching football around that time. I think it was 05, his 05 season.
Right.
And then he got drafted to the Saints. And that's when I became a Saints fan. So I'm a Saints fan because of Reggie Bush.
No way.
Yeah, so I only have one football jersey, and it's a Reggie Bush jersey.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. One day I'll have a John Ursua jersey.
Oh, yeah, very soon.
Let's go. All right, so this is great stuff, but I want to kind of go into your college career now. But before you did that, you actually served a mission in France, right?
Right.
Which I'm not sure if a lot of people know that. It's crazy to think you just went to France right after graduating high school.
Yeah.
And then you went to college as like an older freshman.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in our religion, the LDS religion, at the age of 18 or 19, you can decide to go on a full-time mission, which is 2 years. You can go out and you're teaching people about Jesus Christ, or doing any acts of service, right? Like it doesn't have to be teaching people necessarily. Obviously, that is one of the goals, is to convert other members or find people who are interested. And but mainly it's we go out there to gain our own testimony, gain our own knowledge, and then kind of share it, give it back, because we believe so strongly in it. So yeah, I got called to serve in the Paris, France mission, which I serve in the north part of France, and then Belgium and Luxembourg. So I had 3 different countries in my mission. So there's about 300 missionaries of elders. Elders are the men, and then sisters were the girls. So there was about 300 total of us, and there's transfers. So in each time you serve in different areas. So I served in 6 different parts of France. So I served in Paris only for about 3.5 months, and then you switch companions. Companions is the elder you're serving with, and so you got to be in sight and sound of him at 24/7. There's no, there's no distancing yourself. And yeah, so it was a fun experience. I learned how to speak French, learned the culture, learned to love to eat cheese and bread, so big fan of PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. So they, obviously have Neymar and Messi and Mbappe out there. So there's some cool ties that I have now there. So plan to go back out there soon. So I served from 2013 to 2015. So when I came home off my mission, I was 21. Like you said, I was a little bit more mature going into college. Yeah.
Were you kind of against the idea of going on a mission? Because you were this star athlete coming out of high school, and I feel like for me, I probably wouldn't want to do that. I'm like, do I really have to do this? I just want to play sports, This is gonna be bad for my athletic career.
Right.
Or did you have those thoughts too, or were you just very focused on your faith and religion that it didn't matter?
Yeah, no, I had doubts at sometimes, just going back to, like you said, just having the full ride scholarship waiting for me, right? Like Hawaii's waiting for me, literally. Like I could go step on campus, get an opportunity to play, and then I'm that much closer to my dream to make it to NFL. And so, yeah, the mission was it's a tough decision, but it's got to be a decision you make personal. You know, it's a personal decision that you make a commitment to God that I'm going to serve you. And so my older brother actually told me, Jared, he told me, like, you know, if God can bless us and serve us our whole entire lives, why can't we give up 2 years for him? And that. So when he told me that I was just like, you know what, like, this is the right thing to do. And so after my two brothers, my brother Jared served in Provo, Utah, and then my brother Naya served in Veracruz in Mexico. And after they served and I'd seen their growth and their spirituality just, you know, like flourish, it convinced me that, like, you know, I got to go and do this. I got to serve the people of France and go find those people who are, you know, out there looking for answers from Christ, from the Bible, from the Book of Mormon. So, yeah, it was a huge sacrifice. But at the end of the day, like, I was super happy to go out to France. And it's considered one of the hardest missions in the world, but it's one of the beautifulest missions, too. So it was a blessing to have that call.
That's awesome. And I totally agree with you because I also served abroad. I was in Madagascar for 3 years in the Peace Corps. We saw Mormons over there, too, some elders, and they were doing their thing. And there's this one guy, he served a mission there. He ended up staying there for a little bit, and his Malagasy was so good. He actually started making videos about teaching people Malagasy, or these skits in Malagasy.
Really?
And his language was so good. He was Vaza Miteni Malagasy, which in English would be like Haole speaking Malagasy.
Really?
Because he's this white boy and just speaking it just like the locals, and everybody loved him. But he was a Mormon serving over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so what you do is really good and impactful for the community. And first of all, I respect you for doing that and, you know, taking 2 years out of your life. I know it's a sacrifice,
right?
But what you get back from it is so much more than you could ever give, right? That's how I felt about my service, and like the growth that you have just living abroad and being independent, living on your own, trying to figure out life, right?
Yep.
You just grow up so fast.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I was 18 years old going to a different
even younger
country.
than me. I was 23 when I went.
Yeah. So it was like, now I got to learn how to cook, do my dishes, do my laundry, you know, make my bed. You know what I mean? Like, just the littlest tedious things. But you come back and then those things are such great values to you now. And then, you know, so it goes a long way. But yeah, I look at it more as a blessing than, you know, a sacrifice. So it was a huge blessing and a huge accomplishment, but it was more so just to give back, you know.
So were you able to do other things? Is it like a 24/7 job where you're just always serving, always going door to door, talking to people, or were you able to still train and, you know, just do fun things on the side? Yeah,
so that, I guess that's kind of where the sacrifice part comes in, because we don't have time to train. It's a 24/7. It's not a job because we're not getting paid. It's we fundraise $10,000. Each missionary has to, you know, you have to
pay for it on your own.
Yeah, so you pay, and you can get assistance from the church or somebody or whatever it may be, but every missionary goes out and has to spend or pay $10,000 to go out on your mission, roughly around there. I'm kind of just, you know, throwing out a number, but you go out there and, you know, there's no phones, no TV, no music. You don't get to listen. You don't get none of that stuff. So for those 2 years, you're strictly consecrated in teaching people about Jesus Christ, so that you're locked in to be able to answer whatever question somebody may have for you or whatever it may be. So we have this thing called P Day, which is preparation day, and that's on Mondays. We get about 5 or 6 hours in the day to email our families and write to them, but you only get to email them for an hour. But that day you go get your shopping done, you clean your apartment, you do all the stuff that you kind of have to do. And, you know, because I was in France, I'm 11 hours behind, so I would always email my family, and then I would get their emails from that week the next week. So it was like, but yeah, there was just a lot of sacrifices with, like, no training. I didn't train for those 2 years. I didn't, you know, no TV, no phones, no laptops, computers, music, nothing. So yeah, you're strictly just trying to go out there and serve others.
I didn't realize it was so rigorous like that and restrictive. Like,
yeah.
you didn't have a phone? Like, how did you guys?
No.
That's why you were always next to
your companion.
Your companion.
Yeah. So every once in a while we'd have like the little Nokia phones that we can just plug in numbers. That if we met somebody, because like you said, like sometimes we go door to door or we talk to somebody on the road or something. So we had a little phone, but it's nothing like, it wasn't.
Yeah, not like a smartphone.
Right. It was just a phone to keep numbers in so that we could call, people who were teaching or set up rendezvous and stuff like that. So, yeah, every day you wake up at 6:30 and every night you got to be to bed by 5 or 10 o'clock. So from about 9 to 10, you're out working the whole time.
And that's 7 days a week, or besides
that's
P-Day?
Every day. Yep. And P-Day on Monday. Every Monday you get to email for an hour your family. And then
I did not realize it was that intense.
Yeah. And then Christmas and Mother's Day is the only 2 days of the year you get to Zoom for an hour. Yeah. So
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So you learn to like value family too. So it's kind of cool. Like there's a lot of little cool like nuances in there that like definitely give you perspective on other things.
Definitely, yeah. Because one of my favorite things about being away from everything we have here, being away from society, technology, all that, was just being able to have a conversation with people, play cards, like doing the simple things that are just so fun that you connect with people. Which over here we have so many distractions, right? It's hard to be present, and it's hard to connect with people. Right. So I totally relate to what you're saying, and it's very, very awesome that you did that.
Thank you.
So after you finished in 2016? 2015, you finally was able to get your scholarship or to go to UH, and you didn't want to go to any other school. Is this UH all day?
So it was kind of interesting because when I came home off my mission, I didn't have no scholarships because I didn't pass the clearinghouse. So
what does that mean?
The NCAA. So my grades weren't like good enough to get cleared through the NCAA. So no Division I scholarships were waiting for me when I came home. And so it was kind of crazy because like I didn't know what I was going to do. I was literally like, how did I have all these opportunities before? And then when I came back, we then realized that my schooling wasn't, like enough, like my grades or whatever it was. And so when I came home, we were working on a couple schools. Kalani Sitaki, who is the head coach at BYU, was at Oregon State. And then Norm Chow was at Utah at the time.
Oh, so when you first graduated high school, he was at UH, right, in 2013.
He was at Utah.
Oh, he was at Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so how we connected was he got the head job at Hawaii in 2000. In 2012, he was at Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
He was at Hawaii. Sorry, you're right. So he got the head job there, and so I had been talking to. So once I got home, I was talking to Oregon State, Utah, and Hawaii. But in my mind, so once Norm got that job at Hawaii, I was like, I'm coming home because I wanted to play for the home state, the home team, So, and it was a no-brainer because he was already, talking to me when he was at the U. So it was just like cool. Like it just worked out perfect to come back home, and we got all the clearinghouse, the NCAA all cleared and situated.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And you were away for 2 years, and you kind of miss home, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I was home. I was gone for longer because I was in Utah for those last years of high school. Yeah. So I was gone for almost like 5 years, and so I was like, man, I want to come back home and just play for the University of Hawaii. Like that was my dream.
Yeah, and congrats, you made it, and you became one of the best college football players for the Rainbow Warriors. Were they the Rainbow Warriors back then? Because I know they switched.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. We were still the Rainbow Warriors.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you're part of a legacy of awesome receiver, awesome athletes at UH, because I remember growing up seeing Timmy Chang, Chad Owens, and then there was like the Colt Brennan era, which was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I wish I lived on Oahu back then.
Like,
how cool is that, right?
Then when they were selling
Jason Rivers, Ryan Grace Mullins, Devon Best, Kelon Pilares.
Devon.
Yeah.
Greg Salas.
Yeah.
You had some dogs coming out.
Yeah, that was I'm getting chicken skin just thinking of how awesome that time was. Yeah, and I was kind of bummed because when you had your time with Cole McDonald and everybody else, I was in Madagascar, so I didn't watch any of the games.
Oh, that's when you were gone too?
Yeah, so I was gone 2016, and that's when you came to UH, right?
Yeah.
2016, so 2016 to 2019.
Yep.
I was in Madagascar, and that's the exact time
That's
you were
all my
at
that's all my years.
Yeah. So
UH.
I would only like hear about you and watch whenever I could get Wi-Fi, whenever I was able to catch up on things. I would just of course you want to support the local athletes, so I just like watch highlights and see what's the news with everybody, like who's gonna, especially during the draft, right?
Right.
Like, is John Ursua gonna declare for the draft? Who's interested? Yeah. So we'll talk about the NFL stuff right after this, but. When you were at UH, what was that experience like, being a 21-year-old freshman?
Yeah, coming in, I was just like, I kind of put my head down, and I was so locked into the idea of like, I'm older, but I need to make this time count so I can get to the NFL, right? So like from the moment I got home from my mission, I was like, I'm making it to the league. I've literally like I stand to this day, like. I would like manifest it, say it every single day, wrote it down, and I was just like, I'm going to the league. So when I actually stepped foot on University of Hawaii at Manoa, it was just like, I don't really care what else is going on.
The party,
right? Like going
else.
out, like I don't drink, I don't smoke, none of that stuff. So I didn't really care about that whole nightlife or whatever it was, or side distractions. I just wanted to work. I just wanted to get in the weight room. And especially because my 2-year mission, like I didn't get to exercise.
Yeah,
so like
probably never lift weights.
I didn't lift weights,
years, right?
and like in Europe they only play soccer and stuff. So like every once in a while you see people playing soccer. But when I came home, I was like so excited to like actually get back into a gym or like go out and catch footballs and like do those things. So I made a goal when I came home. I said I'm going to play 3 seasons, right? So I said I'm going to play till my junior year, and I'm going to declare early, which is early in school years, but late because I'm still older.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to make
2
this.
years behind.
Yes, I'm 2 years behind. So I need to make these 3 years count. So I set that goal from the moment I stepped on campus. I said, I'm going to the NFL after my junior year. So get there, Chow's still there. I had to redshirt my freshman year in 2015. So I did everything I could. I won Scout Player of the Year. Doesn't mean anything. I just like to say it because it's like, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to beat everybody, all those first stringers. So like
I think it's a bit cooler than Pop Warner football 7th grade quarterback.
No, nothing wrong with that too. But so like I just wanted to be the best at every situation. So I won that little award. I kind of carried that on into my redshirt freshman year. Where I started off 14 games. We made it to the bowl game. That was Rolovich's first year, Coach Nick Rolovich. And that was his first year. We went 7-7. Then we went 8-7 after we won the bowl game. So I was like, perfect. Like, I started 14 games as a freshman. I'm kind of right on track to doing this. Right. Like, if I can do this, like, now's the time. So I'm going into my sophomore year, my redshirt sophomore year. We open at UMass. I go crazy,
Is
for
that the 200-yard game?
272 yards, right? One tub, whatever. Like I'm like, okay, like this is what's up. This is the kind of momentum I need right here. And so I'm going up to that game, that end of the game, I hurt my heel. So the next game I didn't play. So then I play about 2 or 3 more games. And up to that point, like 5-6 weeks in, I'm leading the country in like everything, yards, catches, touchdowns, whatever. And then that 6th game, I tore my ACL in 2017. So I tear my right side ACL, and I'm like, man, I honestly don't know. I'm like, dude, this could be career ending, because, like I'm older. Scouts might look at that like, okay, he had a big injury. This kid already sat out 2 years. Lots of things are going through my head where I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I had those little doubts creep in. And so I'm like, man, I hope I can get back from this, like I'm going to try my best to do that. But, now I don't know if my goal is realistic because I need another year on tape. And so, anyways, I work, I grind that whole off season. I'm working to get this ACL right, huge blessing. I come back in like 6.5, 7 months, like extremely quick, like for that time,
Big Island built different.
Built different, the vibes.
Let's go.
But I'm just like, I'm just grinding and like focus on just getting back. If I can get back, maybe I can have a great year. Trying to be my last year. So I get back. It was a huge blessing. Huge shout out to UH staff, trainers, physiotherapy. Bart up there. Dr. Crawford. These guys, they did my surgery. They did my rehab. All of that stuff. So it's a huge blessing to them. But then, going into my junior year, I'm like,
I'm ready to go off. Huh?
I'm ready. Like I am so motivated. I got back right in time for like spring ball, all that stuff. Right. So I'm not missing a beat. And so I go up and tell Rolo, like, I'm leaving after this year, like I told him at the beginning of the year, I said, I just want you to know, like, I'm out of here if I'm doing what I'm expecting to do. And so he was on board with it. He's like, okay, like we'll support you. We're looking to have a great year. And so, just that whole season was just crazy. Like it was like out of this world. Like I don't know what, like I was just playing possessed or something. Like I was scoring 2 or 3 tubs every game.
It was crazy.
And like I don't want to brag or none of that. Like it's not about that, but like
facts.
It was just like things are just falling into place. I was, going for $150 almost every game. 2 tubs every game. Like. And I'm keeping track of like, the Biletnikoff is the best receiver in the country. Then, you have the stats, catches, touchdowns, yards. So every week I'm just watching it. Every week I'm the top of the charts. Every single week on all 4 or 5 categories. So I'm like, dude, I can do this. Like this ACL thing might have been a little blessing, to come back from it, show me what grit is, working towards it. So, and then, I just kept with that momentum and, led the country in touchdowns with 16
receiving, 1 rushing.
1 rushing, So I had 17 total touchdowns that junior year, about 1,400 yards around there, and then about 89 catches. So
basically, for those who don't know, if you follow football, he was the Cooper Cup of UH at that time. That's a good comparison.
Yeah. So we threw that ball. I mean, 80% of the time. So I was catching some balls and. Obviously, it's not on me. It's the old line. It was Cole McDonald. It was Rolovich, drawing me up some plays. So it was cool. It was just like cool seeing all of this unfold right before my eyes. Like literally,
everything you dreamed of just kind of just coming to fruition, right?
Yes, it was literally like that's all I could imagine. I was like, this is all happening, and like, and I, lots of credit everywhere. But it's just like it was just such a blessing to see it like kind of unfolding right before me. So.
Dang, that's so cool. So, besides the football, how was like everything else? Did a lot of people recognize you at school? How was that kind of side of everything outside off of the field?
It wasn't crazy. It wasn't nothing. I'm not too like glamorous or anything. I'm kind of low key. I always have my hoodies on, like a beanie or bucket hat or something. So. I kind of try to stay low key because just like I said, like when I first got there, I wanted to act the same from the time I leave. Head down, grind, and just try to accomplish my dream. And so, every once in a while, people were kind of recognizing me here and there, and it was nice to just kind of be recognized like that, But it wasn't nothing crazy. You know how the Hawaii people are. It's just respect, aloha to everybody, and that's just the way it is. So it was cool.
But I know as like a college athlete, you see some people, they think they're the coolest person in the room, they're all that. I've seen some athletes like that, they don't even make it to semi-pro, they were rocking their jacket, their backpack with the UH logo. Yeah. So it's cool to see somebody like you who's actually like very, very good, be so humble. And it's I can see a lot of people like there's a lot of distractions that could come with that, girls and like parties and all these other things. How did you stay so focused and disciplined? Do you think it was your faith, your upbringing, just the fact that you were gone for so long and you were more mature that you just didn't care about that at all?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, like my upbringing, my faith, was, I try to be the best example as I can. I want to live the standard I'm setting. I'm not going to be telling people, I'm not going to be in France for 2 years telling people, keep the commandments, believe in Christ, and then I'm over here doing the complete opposite. So a lot of it, it's just carrying myself in that same manner so that, I can be a light to somebody else or whatever the case may be. So, all those other side distractions weren't like anything crazy to me because I had just gone 2 years without technology, without talking to family, anything. So I was like, why can't I come here and focus on my career? And so, but yeah, I didn't want to be loud too, because like the kids that you talk about, they're doing the most and then they don't even make it. Like that was, I kind of stayed off of that too, because I was like, you never know if you're going to make it. Because coming out of the University of Hawaii, like scouts don't look at you the same as a Pac-12 or a Big Ten or whatever.
For like Bama, LSU.
Yeah, like
Georgia,
a SEC or something. Like you're not that. You know what I mean? Like we're Mount West, kind of bottom tier. So they look at us like that. So it was kind of just like, you never know until you're there, So I wasn't going to celebrate everything until I actually made it. So that's kind of how I kind of kept focus and just kept my head down with that.
Right on. That's super awesome. And a lot of the things you say I relate to from my own personal experience, besides the part of being a superstar athlete. No. I did ball up some kids in Madagascar, though, so I do have that.
We need to see the tape on that.
Oh, no, there's no tape. Just trust me.
We don't got proof on that.
So, when you had this amazing junior season, a redshirt junior season, and did you expect to be drafted at that point?
Just kind of going back to like coming out of smaller school, it was still a 50-50 chance. Although I was leading the country in all these categories and I was up on the running for the Biletnikoff Award, I knew it wasn't going to just be enough, because like you still have your pro day or your combine, right? Like where they think the 40-yard dash is like the most important thing. And so in my mind, I'm like, man, I got to still be able to run fast, because yeah, like I'm putting all this down on my resume, but your real job interview is that 40-yard dash, that
pro day.
Yeah, that pro day. So it's like, in my mind, I was like, man, how did I do all of this? And it still might not be just enough. Like I might still have to go run a 4.4, 4.3 for them to actually like look at me and be like, okay, we want you, And so I signed with my agent, who is Norm Chow. That's Carter Chow, who is Norm Chow's son. Cool. So he's my agent, and so, he's talking to me. He's like, if you run fast, if you run 4.3, 4.4s, he's like, you might go third, fourth round, which was high for me. Like, I was like, that would be really good, because, like, I think I'm first round caliber talent, but, like, you know what I mean? To hear, like, third or fourth round, I was like, okay, that's actually really good. You know what I mean? So he's like, but we just need you to run, 4.4.
We just need you to run 4.4. Yeah, like 4.2 at best.
Right, like if you can get in the 4.2s, we'll be millionaires, But I'm like, okay, and I knew the reality. I knew like you got to run fast, like that. They just want to see that, you know what I mean? And so, I'm preparing. So once my junior year ended, from that January, we had that bowl game or Christmas Eve. So I had from January till April was my right before April. Yeah, April, because the draft is the 26th, the end of the...
So were you part of the NFL Combine?
I didn't get invited.
You did your own thing.
Yeah, I was a pro day at UCLA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't get to go to a lot of the bowl games and stuff, because you have to be a senior to get invited to all the bowl games, the East and West games. You have to be a senior to get invited to those things. And so I kind of was snubbed out of the combine. I still could have been invited to that, but I didn't get. So I was like, okay, so I'm like, okay, these dudes are sleeping on me. Like I might have to like show up. And so, anyways, like leading up to that, I hurt my hammy about like 3 weeks out of my pro day, and so I'm like, oh man, like this is gonna be a journey. Like hammies are nothing you play with. Like you literally have to just rest with that stuff. You can't, like ice it or none
I just
of that
pulled
stuff.
my hamstring about 3 weeks ago playing soccer, so
exactly.
I totally know.
You understand exactly what I'm saying. So it's just like I'm thinking to myself, like, all I needed to do was run. Like I need my hammy, like. So I'm just like praying. I'm just like training. Like please just get this hammy to be able to just run, so I can showcase a time or because a lot of scouts were at UCLA because it was a shared pro day with UCLA and Hawaii. And a lot of people were coming for Jelani Tavai as well. So they were coming like for him as well as me. And so there was almost all 32 teams there. So it was kind of a big deal. Wow. So I'm like, okay, like, and it's at 6 a.m. I'm staying at the hotel in LA and I'm like, okay, man, like I need to get up early. I need to prepare myself. That night I can't sleep. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm so nervous. I'm thinking, like, this is everything. You know, like, this is my interview.
Yeah.
And so everything I'm working for comes down to this one day of me running a 40-yard dash. And so I'm like, just let me please run. Like, so I get there, I wake up, my hammy's feeling good. I stretch out, loosen up. You know, you hit your broad jump, your vertical first, your bench, and then you get into the 40. So I'm feeling good, and then, but sure enough, I only ran a 4.56 or something. Like, I ran a mid-4, and I wasn't 100%, but I was just like, you know what, that's what I got. You know what I mean? Like,
what was your best that you've ever ran?
4.48.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I can get in there, but like, you know, it's tough with football. Like, you want to always be like fully healthy, but you never are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, your body's always gonna be sore, achy.
I'm not an athlete, and I'm never fully healthy. I'm sore all the time, John.
Like, I feel you on that. I wake up in the mornings. I've been going to the gym the past like month at like 5:30, and I'm always just like waking up like, why am I so sore?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't feel this way, you know. But at the same time, like, you know, it's all worth it. Like, when it comes down to it. So. Yeah, so after I ran the 4.5, I was like, I don't know if I'll get drafted. Hopefully I do, maybe not. And so, yeah, the rest was, I mean, going up to it, I'm waiting. My agent's telling me, you still have a good shot. Like, you led the country, you know, like, there's teams that are really interested in you. And, yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting there. You know, obviously, if you don't know the breakdown of it, it's, the first day is the first round. The second day is round 2 and 3, and then the third day is 4, 5, 6, 7. And so, first day I'm like, obviously I'm not gonna go first round, but you know, maybe second day, maybe late third or something. Second day passes, nothing happens. So third day, I'm like, okay, like, we're having a party at the house, you know, like, we're going to get together, we're going to eat some good food and kind of relax and enjoy this day.
In Utah?
I was in Utah because all my family was up there. And so I'm like, we're throwing this, like, I don't care, like, I'm getting drafted, you know what I mean? So if we throw this party, maybe it'll happen, you know? So we get together with the family, we're waiting, you know, 4th round passes, 5th round passes, we're coming up on 6 and 7, and that's it, you know? So you're like, so I'm going 6th round. I'm like, please, like, just give me an opportunity. Like, I just need a shot. You know what I mean? And undrafted free agent is great too. You know, like, getting your foot into the doors is what you really need. Being drafted just gives you a signing bonus. You know, it gives you money right off the jump. Yeah. And so, 6th round's coming up, and I'm like, okay, like, here it is. Like, I should be at least a 6th rounder. You know. Just seeing the people going before me, I'm hot. I'm like, how is it? You know what I mean? Like, this dude, you know what I mean? But like, I'm like, okay.
I'm sure a lot of fans were thinking the same thing. Like, how are you gonna take that guy over John?
Everybody was thinking it. Trust me. No, I'm just playing. But yeah. So the 6th round's like getting to midway there. Nothing. Like, nobody's calling me. I'm keeping my phone right on me. You know, like, come on. Like, if my agent calls me or if an unknown number calls me, I know I'm getting drafted. Yeah. So it gets to the end of the 6th, nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like, is this really gonna happen?
You're just
like,
getting deflated.
I'm
like,
literally like, I'm pacing around the house. Like, I'm not even. I lost my appetite because my stomach just dropped. You know, I'm thinking like, you know, I put in all this time, this work, and whatever, and if it might not even pay off. And so, I'm like, all right, well, at least we have the 7th round. So the 7th round's about to begin. Start getting blown up. My phone starts ringing. I'm like, no way. So I'm like, okay, this might be something. So cool. Hello, we want to take you as an undrafted free agent. Would you just, you know, would you want to just come with us? I won't throw the teams out there, but I'm thinking, no, I'm gonna wait the 7th round out. I want to see if I get drafted. Boom, another one of my coaches from Hawaii calls me. Hey, my coach, one of my buddies is the head coach at this one team. Like, he really wants you, but they want to take you undrafted free agent. They don't have another draft. No. Like, I'm not selling with that. So like, I'm like, okay. My phone keeps buzzing, but I'm like, I need it to be a draft pick. Like, stop. So I'm like getting mad because I'm like, stop calling me if you're not trying to draft me. You know, like, don't you understand how the game works? Boom. Next thing you know, 3 or 4 other teams call me, but then I get this number from Seattle. I'm like, what? I'm like, no way. Hello? Hey, this is Pete, John Snyder. We want to take you as an undrafted free agent. We don't have a 7th round pick. I'm like, why didn't you guys use your picks on me? Like, you guys had 10 other picks before this. We really want you. Like, and he's, they're like playing the whole negotiate. We want you. Like, we'll give you 20 G's signing bonus just to come sign with us, undrafted free agent. So all these other teams start throwing numbers at me. So I'm like, oh, these guys are offering me this. Like,
it must be so hectic trying to like navigate, trying to just.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they're actually giving me. I'm saying like 40, 50 G's. They didn't even say that. Yeah. So some of the teams are like, they're gonna give you what? And I'm like, like 50 G's, 100,000 or something. And they're like, no. They're like, we'll give you like 21 or something. And so I'm playing this whole like bargaining negotiation with these coaches, right? Like,
and it's happening quick because there's a time, like,
and there's
they got a 2 minutes to pick.
Yes. So like every team, like, they'll take you, they'll call you and let you know, and then like 2 picks later you'll get called. You know what I mean? So it's not like right then. So there's times like you need to know before your pick comes in. So I get off the phone with Seattle and I'm like, no, I'm not coming unless I'm drafted. So like, you guys figure that out. I'm not coming. And so, boom, a couple other teams call me. My agents
did the walk away.
Yeah, I did the walk away, dropped the phone, everything. Like, I'm not answering until someone's drafting me. Like, I'm just going to see my name. Yeah, so my agent calls me. He's like, man, I don't know, man. He's like, we could not. We're almost like to the midpoint. And so Seattle calls again. Hey, we really, really want you. Like, we just lost Doug Baldwin. We need a slot receiver. Like, we'll give you $30K. I'm like, well, that sounds not bad. Like, I don't have that kind of money. Like, I'm kind of considering it. Yeah, and Seattle's not a bad place to live. Pete Carroll, you got Russell Wilson.
Marshawn was there at that time?
Marshawn came late my rookie year.
Oh, okay, because he retired and came back.
Right. So I'm like, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. Like, can I? If I don't know by the end of the 7th round, like, I'll come. And they're like, we don't know if we can wait that long, but like, can you just verbally commit or something? And I was like, I cannot. I can't do that. Like, I need to see if I'm going to get drafted. So anyways, about 10 minutes passed. Like, nobody's calling me through that time. Like, after the second time Seattle called, 10 minutes passed, puts us at like mid 7th round. Boom. Seattle calls again. I'm like, if these dudes don't stop calling my number with this no offer stuff, like, I'm going to be hot. So I answer. I'm like, hello? Hey, this is John Snyder, our GM. He's like, are you ready? I'm like, ready for what? He's like, we just traded to draft you.
Oh, let's go.
Bro, I just lose my mind. I had a Seattle hat with me there. Throw off my hat, put on a Seattle hat. I just have chills everywhere. My whole family just cool. Like super excited. I'm like, we're going to Seattle, you know? And he's like, we traded up a next year's 6th round draft pick to get you. So they traded with the Jaguars. Boom. And so I'm like, let's go. And like, I'm so stoked. Hyped, so like, it was like the coolest experience, but like the most like, my heart was racing that whole 3rd day. Just like,
man, I felt like I was going to faint just listening to that story.
So it was such a cool story, such a cool day, a day I would never remember, or never forget. So it was super cool.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah. I can't imagine how nerve-wracking that is. And that was a good draft class too. That your teammate DK went in the 1st round, right?
Second round.
Second round. That guy's how crazy it is it standing next to him?
You don't want to stand next to him because I make him look small, but anybody else makes it. No, I'm just kidding. But he's really all of like 6'4", 235, 40 pounds,
he's ripped,
and just shredded, like no body fat on him.
Runs a 4.3.
Yeah, runs a 4.33 at the combine, like just like some freaky stuff, and you're just like, gosh, man, like, okay, I guess that's good. He's my teammate, So I'm like, we had a really good draft class that year, so it was good. I was actually the third receiver drafted to Seattle that year. So it was going to be tough. Like, I knew camp was going to be really tough because we drafted 3 guys. So it was fun though. But he's a monster. Yeah,
we'll get into that in more detail. But we got some Instagram questions. So I have a bunch, and then I have some rapid fire ones at the end. Okay. So Mr. _Holani Do you know who that is? Kona?
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like this is an inside joke. Yeah, I played soccer with him growing up in Hilo.
Oh, for real?
So he's one of my boys.
It's my dog.
Yeah. He says, how do you have better hair than White Goodman? LOL, nah. White Goodman, the one from Dodgeball, the movie Dodgeball.
Yeah, I don't know about that whole hair thing. I'm really no, just kidding. I always have my hats on, beanie on, but yeah, you can check out my hair. I just wear Monet. No, I'm just kidding.
Did your girlfriend make you take that?
Yeah. No, I just wash and shampoo every day. Kona.
That's so funny. When I had my hair long in Madagascar, my trick was not showering. You get the natural oils, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, shout out to Sekona.
Yeah.
Okay, Debo Hani wants to know favorite food. Hashtag all day.
All day. My favorite food. Well, can I break it up into like breakfast, lunch, and dinner or something? Sure. So my favorite breakfast is Eggos. Like since I was a young kid, like the butter with the syrup, just Aunt Jemima all over that thing. Then like if I'm just like gonna eat a meal, I think probably like chicken katsu gotta be my favorite. All rice, like maybe 2 or 3 pounds of rice. Yeah. But and then I love Hawaiian food, squid luau, Kailua pig, and
you just had that before you came on the podcast,
just had it before I got here, so shout out to that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
When you had your party, did you have a Hawaiian food, squid luau?
Oh yeah, we had squid luau, we had katsu, we had freaking barbecue chicken, all kinds of stuff grilling up.
That's funny. I wonder if it's just like a local thing, maybe Big Island thing, or because people can ask me, well, what's your favorite food, or like, what do you want to eat when I go home?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just want chicken katsu. I want like Korean chicken. Like, I don't want steak and lobster. I don't want anything fancy like those $100 sushi. Like, I just want a chicken katsu plate, Korean mixed bento, meat, whatever it is.
Yeah, meat too.
Yeah, spam egg rice. Like what? The simple things, right?
Yeah. So, that's me every time. My mom knows. She just whips up some katsu every time.
Love that. What's the best chicken katsu? Over here.
Here?
Oahu.
So
Big Island and Oahu.
So it's low key, but now it's gonna be everyone's gonna know. But at the Cheesecake Factory Waikiki has the best chicken katsu I ever had.
That's crazy.
Straight up. And you can quote me on that. Everything.
I don't eat it anywhere not local, but I might have to just.
I put Bronson on it, so
I might have to go over there. Yeah. I think we'll be there. We might be in Waikiki this week because we have our the loser in our fantasy league.
Yeah.
It's his friend Bronson, our mutual friend Bronson. He's in my fantasy league, and this one guy, the loser, has to go to Waikiki, and he can't leave until he makes $30.
What? You guys are crazy.
Yeah, no, we're a $500 league. We're crazy.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
We had our draft on a yacht. Shout out to the Vita Mia. But so he has to go there. I don't know, hold a sign, drum on some buckets or something. But maybe if all my fantasy league goes over there, we'll head to a Cheesecake after or something.
Gotta try it.
Yeah, cool. I actually didn't know Cheesecake Factory had a huge menu. When I went to California last year, went to Disneyland, and afterwards we just went somewhere to eat and went to Cheesecake Factory. I'm just like, oh, they have Korean chicken? They have like all these things. I had no idea. They have Mexican food. Their menu's
They
huge.
chef it up. Yeah. Everything.
I had no idea. So I'll keep that in mind. What about on the Big Island and here?
Or
katsu,
I don't know. I don't really know too many katsu spots out here, to be honest.
Have you had Pioneer Cafe? Pioneer?
Where's
it's in
that
South Kakako. There's one by Diamond Head.
No, I've never tried
Pioneer, they have something called the Menchi Katsu.
Yeah.
That thing is pretty
fire.
good. Yeah, you should try that. Pioneer.
I got to try it.
Yeah.
Send it to me
Pioneer is
after.
actually right by a highway in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but try that out.
Yeah, Big Island, I like Pine Tree Cafe or the bowling alley. They have the...
is that Kona side?
Yeah, Kona side.
I never had that.
Yeah.
I'll go try them next time. Cool. Love talking about food. Yeah, so local boys, we can talk about food forever. But we'll get back to the Instagram questions. Real quick, how did all day become a thing? You always post that.
I started that in 2015, right when I got home off my mission.
Okay.
So I was like really intrigued, like, well, how much? Well, I love, we love to eat. So like, but then I heard the song "All Day" by Kanye West. Like, how long y'all ball? All day. I was listening to that song and I was like, I don't know why this keeps sticking out to me. But then I just started dropping all day on all my posts since 2015, and I didn't think nothing of it, right? Like, I'm thinking like, okay, I'll just, every time I post my food, but like I was eating more and more and more. So I was like, I kept posting it. Next thing you know, everyone's calling all day. So I'm like that. Ever since then, like, and my brand's coming out soon. It's gonna be JU all day. So I'm dropping it at the end of the month, and so we're gonna have shirts and some hats and stuff like that. And so that's what's gonna be on my logo. Is JU all day.
All day.
Yeah.
JU, J-Dub, you go by J-Dub, right?
Yeah, some people did, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah. I like JU better and all day.
Yeah.
Cool. All day. Keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
Okay, Jack.Isaacs_ wants to know, how have you been working through the ACL injury to come back to the field? So for those who don't know, John tore his ACL in the preseason of last season.
Yep.
And he was kind of balling in that game. I remember it was a Sunday, and I was just checking my phone, and I was like, oh, Seattle's playing. And, you want to support the local boys. Said I think he had like 3 receptions or however many yards. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
As soon as I watch, maybe like 10, 15 minutes in, I see you down.
Boom. Yeah.
Non-contact.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, where's John Ursua? I didn't see him get up. And yeah, you can tell us about that.
Yeah, no, I was kind of going off in the preseason, but no, I've just been working through it. I've been through it before, so I got my surgery done here at Straub Hospital with Dr. Crawford, and then I shouted out earlier physiotherapy with Bart. He's kind of been my guy, but yeah, just keep that motivation where I know I can come back. I know I can play in the league. And so it makes it easier to want to come back because I want to keep pursuing my dream. I want to, my dream was never to just get drafted just to make it to NFL. My dream was like to become a star in the NFL, and not for like the fame or anything, but just to be that dude, So my dream's still in reach, but just got to keep grinding.
Was it the same knee that you hurt?
No.
Was different?
2017 was my right, and now 2021?
2022.
Yeah, 2021, 2022 season, I did my left side. Yeah.
Okay, well.
So I'll have Sean
I would be afraid if I was a defender in the NFL, because after you tore your ACL back in college,
that following season, after that,
it was pretty crazy. I'll be watching. All right, so MJ.Woldford671 wants to know, is Seattle going to use it in the upcoming season?
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely gonna make my mark this year. I'm not afraid to say I'm gonna do big things this year. No doubt.
So when you're here, because you're not with the team right now because you're doing rehab and whatever. Yeah. Do you still keep in contact with the team, with the coaches, the players?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, right now is our off season. So right now, there's a space where you can't, communicate with your coaches and stuff like that. You can talk to them as, just like see how they're going, but we can't talk football. We don't have our playbooks with us, none of that stuff. So there's like a little break period that we're on right now. So this off season will last until like April, the end of April, which is the draft, and then May around May time they'll send us our playbooks out. We can talk to our coaches, stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, right now it's just a little break time.
All right.
Yeah.
It's exciting though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you don't have to answer this. This is just my question. Is Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson going to be back?
Oh shoot, I don't know well enough, but I'm not going to give my prediction. I can't.
All right.
I can't. I'm sorry. Maybe
try to put you on the spot.
Yeah, off of this, I can give you an answer.
All right. Okay. High Ticket Films says, "Yeah, you Kalani Koki with a fire emoji. How would you advocate talent in Kona for lack of OG advice?"
Ooh.
Is that a friend?
Yeah. That's whoever knows me as Kalani Koki is like that's my Hawaiian name. So
okay.
That's like close friends. But I don't know. I mean,
like you said, there's a lot of talented athletes in Kona.
There are. I don't know. It's tough because like I feel like a lot of the dudes or a lot of people will come to Oahu to come and get more exposure and stuff, but for those out in Big Island and stuff, I think you just gotta keep working. Honestly, I think, and that's such a cliche answer, but it's just like anything's possible. I did it. I made it out of there. Like no, even though I went to Utah and I got a little bit more exposure, I'm still homegrown is Kona, and Big Island, and anything's possible. So you just gotta keep grinding and it'll happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say there must be something in the water, but Kona water is actually the worst. I'm gonna publicly say that Hilo water is so much better. You guys might have nicer beaches, way sunnier weather, but your water sucks. I would always go there. Like I will not drink the tap water, the fountain water.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You might be right on that part.
That's one thing we have over you guys. All right, so some rapid fire questions, and then we'll end the Instagram question because this comes from your brother Naya.Ursua.
Yeah.
And he wrote a bunch, and I usually only ask a few, but it's your brother. I gotta just rapid fire.
He said he was doing this.
Okay. So name your favorite item off the menu of Nori's. It's a restaurant in Hilo.
Yeah. Just the Simon. I don't know.
Okay, that's what they're known for.
I haven't been there in forever.
Same. Yeah. Okay. Oli, your favorite chant.
Oh, Kala.
Classic. All right. How many days has Hoku, the bus driver, saved you from missing the bus?
So Hoku never saved me, but he saved my brother Naya. My one day my brother, he had to use the bathroom, and we were gonna go pick up some kids on the top of the hill. So my brother Hoku lets him out of the bus off the bus. This guy goes and blows up the bathroom, and we come and pick him back up on the freaking bus at Clown.
Classic. Hey, shout out to the bus drivers out there.
Yep.
Okay. Tienes una hermana.
¿Tienes una hermana? Do you have a sister in Mexican or in Spanish? Yeah, I have 2 sisters.
There's 7 of you.
Yeah.
7. Okay. Yeah. I got 6. 6 with me.
Una hermana.
Does he speak Spanish?
Yeah, he served in Mexico.
Oh, okay. That's the one that served in Mexico. Yeah. Okay, cool. And last one. How much has Kumu Keala played a role in your life as a football guru?
He's the weakest link.
Who was that, Kumu Keala?
He was one of our kumus up at Ehunui Kaimalino.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like an inside joke. I don't know why this guy's blasting me with all these questions.
All right, okay, we'll just end it there. And we'll continue on. So mahalo for the Instagram questions. Make sure you guys leave some for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. All right, so you have upcoming season with Seattle coming up. ACL's feeling good?
Yeah. Just got back from rehab this morning. But this past week, it just felt really, really good. Mm-hmm. I'm 6 months out, so just started sprinting, just started, running, jumping. So everything's kind of flowing right now. So I'm right on track to get back for OTAs and camp.
Okay.
Yep.
So what round should I draft you in my upcoming fantasy football draft?
Yay. What did you tell me?
Hey, I'll go first round. I'm not scared.
Nah, I would say late 6th round, 7th round. I'm gonna be one of those sleepers.
The sleepers, yes. Yeah. I hope so. Because I mean, Cooper Kupp, he went kind of late this draft. Who else? I don't know. I'm super into fantasy football, but I'll do my research.
Yep.
Yeah. Do people text you a lot? Like all your friends, asking you all kind
every
stuff,
time,
like, all the inside of NFL about fantasy, all these things.
Especially when they're gonna they're betting on our game or something. Yeah. I'm just like, I shouldn't tell you all this, but here's the insights right now. And then every time it's like, even my boy Akane, he drafted me in the first round in his fantasy, and he was like, crazy. And everyone's like tripping because it was with all of our boys too, but it was just mad love for him. Yeah. But it was just these guys always asking me hey, what's going on here? Who's her? Who's this? And I'm like, bro, I'm not no. News reporter or something.
Yeah. You're not Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
That's funny. I imagine as athletes, all the people in their circle always just blow them up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, well, and what I thought was actually true, so that's kind of cool. Okay, let's segue a little bit into your faith. And so how much does that play a role in your life and you as an athlete?
I mean, still very believing, practice my faith every single day, whether it's reading the scriptures, praying, going to church every Sunday. So those are going to be lifelong values and something that I'll always cherish because I know how much it's blessed my life. And I'm not pro one religion or the other. It's all respect. Whatever whatever you believe in and whatever helps motivate you and drive you, that's what's gonna, we'll all support to that. But religion has played a huge role and impact in my life, and so I know, with that, it's just like every step of the way, no matter how big you become as a person, like as a star or whatever you become, like you always can rely back on your faith and knowing that God loves us and He's our Heavenly Father, and and so and that's the ultimate goal, is to serve Him and to always just give back and just be kind to everybody who you come in contact with, because too, you never know who you might come back and you might need in the future or something, so I really nicely. I really believe in that, strongly, cherish every friendship, being, like you said earlier, like be in the moment, be in the present, because you were saying earlier, like it can be so easy to be distracted, but we got to remember that as individuals, as people, we got to take all these encounterments, all these moments, and make it the most.
Awesome. That's a great answer. I love that. Okay, I have to ask you, what do you think about the Book of Mormon, the play, the Broadway show?
Oh, I never watched it. I heard it's super funny though.
It's pretty funny.
I heard it's
super funny.
Yeah, because isn't it like one of the bigger shows?
It's a very popular show. The creators of South Park.
Okay,
they
that's what it was.
Yeah, and I saw it before I left to Madagascar. And
did you?
So funny. So I wanted to know how accurate it is, or just like somebody.
I'll have to watch it on YouTube or something, because I don't know when they'll be down here again. I remember in 2017 they were down here.
Yeah, it was 16, because that's when I watched it.
Okay, 16. Yeah, so I remember going past it and I was like, Book of Mormon. I was like, what is this? But I didn't end up going to it, so I'll have to give you a better answer when I watch it.
Okay, sounds good. It's really funny.
I did hear it is super funny though.
Okay, from other people.
From other people and stuff like that. So if it's super funny, I don't know how accurate it is, but no, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, so what's your plans for after the NFL?
So one of my long time goals is to I would love to I want to live in Hawaii, raise my kids, my family. Obviously that's the goal. But as far as a job or working, I would love to open something up here in Hawaii, where kids can train and work out, and
like a development kind of thing, or more of a training facility, or all of it.
I mean, it could kind of be. It depends, how we can branch it out. But ideally, I would love to have it developmental, as well as if you want to take it upscale a little higher, we can do that too.
Like a sports agency almost.
Right, right. Like all day, elite or something, or some, you know what I mean. But somewhere it's a one-stop shop. You can get treatment. You can get anything, any type of work that you need done. You can come and do that at a gym that I want to have, and so. That's one of the goals. I wouldn't mind coaching basketball, or football. I would love to coach basketball more than football, honestly.
Just because you want to ball up your
I would love to just
your kids, huh?
Exactly. No, I would love to coach basketball at collegiate level, high school level. That would be a huge goal of mine, to just coach and give back to the kids. Any way I can give back, that's something I'm kind of leaning towards. So. Yeah, I just want to get my foot into some of that stuff, just stay around the game, and then obviously maybe some, real estate and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, it's cool that you're thinking about it already.
Yeah. It don't last forever, so you gotta stay on your toes.
Exactly. So if you weren't playing football, you'd probably be playing basketball.
Yes, no
Guarantee.
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
No question about it. I mean,
hey, and you're pretty. You got some range. You can dunk it. At 5'9"?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep.
I think I saw one of your dunks on your Instagram, and it's better than the dunk contest that we just had. That dunk contest was terrible. Did you watch it?
No, I
saw
didn't
the highlights.
Watch it. I just watched the highlights. Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, it wasn't no Zach LaVine and Gordon.
They ruined it for everybody. Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. That was just so good.
Yeah.
Now they got to do something about it. They got to make the 3-point contest the main one now or something.
Right.
We need the star athletes, or You know what they should do? They should get NFL players or other athletes from other sports to do the dunk contest.
Exactly.
Like
That's
Myles Garrett.
Yes, that dude was crazy athletic. Yeah.
I think that they
in
should
the
do
celebrity game, he had that dunk.
Yeah.
I've thought about that too. I'm like, they should have outside athletes come and do the celebrity game or do the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Because there would be there's a lot of dudes in the NFL who can dunk.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of tight ends. They used to be
Hoopers.
Hoopers and other. I mean even if multi-sport athletes like Russell Wilson was a baseball player.
Right.
Kyler Murray, baseball player. There's I feel like a lot of receivers, tight ends, they were basketball players. A lot of quarterbacks were baseball players. Right?
yeah, exactly.
You ever play baseball?
Yeah, I grew up playing baseball too, but just it was a little too slow for me. Just standing out there, getting ready to catch a ball or something. But I just had to be moving all the time. I'm not knocking baseball. Baseball is a great game, and they make great money. But it wasn't for me.
Cool. All right, so what is something that you wish people knew about you that they probably don't know?
That's a good question. I've never even, I don't think I've ever, I'm kind of like an open book, so I don't really have anything on the top of my head.
At least from the little I know you, I feel like you're a very low-key guy. You don't really care about the spotlight. You kind of stay out of that.
Yeah.
But is there anything else, maybe?
So I guess one thing that like not a lot of people know about me, but I do every single day that I can is and people might judge me for this for real, but
there's no judgment on the Hawaiiverse podcast.
Please no. But I go out to like in the front yard every day and I put on like a bunch of coconut oil and I go and tan in my front yard for like 3 or 4 hours every day almost.
No way.
Yeah, like almost every day, but not 3 or 4 hours, maybe an hour or two. But yeah, like I go like my shorts like rolled up, no shirt, nothing. Just like go all coconut oil on. Do my front like I go.
I'm posting this clip on Instagram.
Yeah, like I do like I have to like turn my arms so I can get this side, and then I like lift my arms up and stuff like that. But I'm not ashamed about it because I don't care.
No,
like,
it's nice to be tan.
People drive by and like they're just like, what is this like grown man, no job? Like they're probably thinking like,
because you got the beard.
Yeah, like I don't look like a kid or nothing. Like they're like, how does this kid? It's 9 in the morning, 10 o'clock, and he's not at work or something, And I'm over there tanning, laying on I'm oiled up from head to toe, like it's in my hair.
Do you oil yourself or you have somebody?
No, I oil myself. I can't have nobody be oiling me. I oil my whole stuff. And I put it like on the back of my hand so I can do my back.
No wonder you're so tan.
Yeah, I've been trying to get tan because every time I'm in Seattle, I get all fair again. So I'm trying to get a little color on me again.
That's so funny because even for me, I always want to get tan.
Yeah.
Like I would go to the beach and just like I would stand in the sun, like just like this, so hands open like this and just turn.
Yeah, always facing the sun. Yeah, that's
so
me.
Hey, I get it, and I think you're admitting it, but I feel like a lot of people kind of would, if they were brave enough, they would do the same.
Oh
thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I'll tell you how it is. So
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I always start off. I like find where the sun's directed, and I'll just like stand there, and then I'll turn around. And
do you have music playing, a podcast?
Yeah,
playing,
I have like music playing.
Read a
I have
book?
like not really read, but I watch like YouTube videos like wide receiver releases basketball, Kyrie Irving or something like.
So you're doing something. You're not just like meditating.
Yeah, I'm not just like standing there getting burnt, but like I'm actually like I'll listen to music or something, but I do that like almost every single day.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, over just like going to the beach or surfing or something, are you not much of a surfer?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go bodyboarding like all the time with my friends back in Kona, but like, once you get to college and you're pursuing, stuff, it's just hard to get back out there. So really when I go to the beach, I just kind of dip, dip in the water, just swim a little bit, and then I really go to tan more so.
Yeah.
I can do it in the front yard, so sometimes I just don't even go to the beach. I just tan at home.
I like going surfing because I can tan.
Yeah,
because like I wanna get tan, but sometimes when I'm just like staying on the beach, I'm like, okay, it's getting hot, kind of bored, or I don't want to read this book anymore. But yeah, sometimes I'll just watch some basketball games or whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Hey, athletes, professional athletes, they're just like us.
Normal people.
Yeah. So what are you doing in your free time now? During the off season, I'm preparing to
physically it's kind of tough. I'm not doing a whole lot. I mean, the second I get cleared, I'm gonna go hoop. I'm gonna go play some basketball. But but other than that, like, you know, just keeping up with my physique, you know, just eating well, you know, I train with Kaveh Johnson out here. He's one of my classmates, one of my best friends. So he trains me in my footwork, my agility, all of that stuff. And then I go to physio, do my conditioning and stuff. But on my like free time and stuff, I like to play games. Like I like to play 2K. I like to play Madden. I've been getting into.
Are you a big gamer?
Yeah, I mean, since I was a kid, like we always had an Xbox. So like I always played Madden and 2K and FIFA. Like I always had those three games on my Xbox. And then, you know, recently I started playing Fortnite. I'm not great at the gun games, but yeah, I mean, I do that for some of my free time. I'm a big gym rat, so I'd love to go work out. But yeah, I mean, when we're home, it's like I just love being in the sun. I love being outside, outdoors, just kind of doing whatever, you know.
Who's your team? So if you can't pick Seattle Seahawks, who's your team? What is your favorite team?
I grew up a Giants fan. New York.
So sorry. My friend Diogo's a Giants fan, and we always rag on him.
No, I always I had this like obsession with New York, like, you know, like the actual city, and then I liked their colors, and then right when I was getting around that age, like where I started really watching NFL, it was Victor Cruz time.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like I messed with Victor Cruz like super heavy.
You ever met him?
No, never met him. And then, you know, OBJ came later, and then Saquon. But like by then I was getting into the league too. So it was like, you know, I can't really like this team when I'm on this team.
Yeah, well, you're not in the same division, so
you're
that
right.
helps.
Yeah, so you're kind of good. But yeah, growing up I was a Giants fan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Did you ever? Would you ever want to play for them? Would that be a dream?
I wouldn't mind living out in New York. Really, like I would like to experience like a city life like that, kind of fast paced. It kind of reminds me. I've been out there a couple of times, but it reminded me of when I lived in Paris. Like just how fast paced it is, super city. You know, like.
You like that? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess Kona's a little different, a little more fast paced than Hilo though.
Yeah. But like. I only like it because I know I would only live there half the year.
You know what I mean? Be living there the rest of your life.
Yeah, like it's not gonna be like
more of an experience.
Exactly. Like when I go to Seattle, I know I'm only there for 6 months of the year, and then I can come right back home. You know, so that's why I think the idea of New York would be cool because it's like, man, I could live out there, and then 6 months later I could come right back to Hawaii. So I wouldn't mind. It would be cool.
If you could play for another quarterback. Not Russell Wilson, of course.
Yeah.
Like who would you want to play for or with? Catch a pass from?
Dude, that's a good question. I think
Drew Brees is my idol. He's my favorite quarterback, but he's retired.
Yeah, Drew's cold. Right now, like current QB right now.
Let's go current, and then let's go one of the past.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, right now, I would think it's dope to play with Aaron Rodgers. Like his little flick and sling on the ball, I think it looks unreal. And some of the his bombs are like they almost drop right into your hands. It reminds me a lot of Russ. Like Russ is like unreal.
Oh, he's a great deep
ball thrower. Yeah. He has great touch, everything like that. So, just to answer your question, Aaron Rodgers for sure.
Okay.
And then if I go back, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
He was my favorite quarterback. Yeah. So. I just loved his whole get ready, like he's so
Omaha.
Yeah, like Omaha, and he's so slow, like he ain't doing nothing.
He don't look like an athlete.
But yeah, he ain't doing nothing but throwing it all over you, and he's gonna make every check. Like that dude was
smart.
Yeah, so smart out there. So like that's just somebody I think like I would have fun with because he would just be like he would see something and probably just change the whole play and give you a perfect route to win. So I would like to play with him too, or catch a ball from him.
How was it finally going into the league and meeting all these people that you look up to? Did you ever get starstruck? Like maybe after the game, sometimes you see the other team, right? Like seeing somebody like Tom Brady or like receivers like Devontae Adams or players like that.
I'm not
Julio
gonna lie,
Jones
like I mean, growing up in Kona, it was like you don't see no professional athletes sometimes, and so. Like, when I got up there, I was, like, starstruck almost every... like, even just getting in the locker room and just seeing, like, Russ is right there, or, like... Or, like,
Tyler Lockett.
T-Lock, like...
Bobby Wagner.
B-Wags, like, they're all right in their same locker room, and you're like, these are my teammates, like, I'm not watching them no more. Like, I'm actually playing... we're going to go practice outside.
They're coworkers.
Right, they're my coworkers, essentially. So, like, I'm thinking to myself, like... no way. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, this is not gonna hit until I meet somebody like up there or somebody else. So like we go out to Cleveland and OBJ's out there warming up and he's saying what's up to all the receivers, DK, all of us, and I'm just like watching him like the entire time. Like I'm watching him so long I didn't even get to shake his hand because I'm like, shoot, I just missed him. Like he just went and I was so like, funny. But I was just like so glued into like his move. I just wanted to see like how he walked, like how he moved, all of this stuff. And then that's when I was just like, holy smokes, like he's right there, you know, like I'm on the same field as him right now. Like we're in Cleveland playing, you know, the Browns and he's right there. And then like Julio was the same thing, Mike Evans, like just seeing them actually right there. But yeah, it's just cool. Like I try not to, you know, like I try to stay composed, but at the same time, like it is what it is, you know. Like if I want to meet him, I'm gonna go meet him, you know. Like
no, I love that
because I know a lot of people will be like, you know, like play it cool or like whatever.
Real, you know,
no, I'm not gonna go up and be like like you know what I mean. But I'll be like, what's up, man? Like nice to meet you, like big fan or whatever. So it's cool. I enjoy it. Like I enjoy every day. Like you're seeing somebody new or a new face, somebody famous.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
What was your best memory of like being with the Seattle Seahawks so far?
Best memory.
And you're still early into your career.
Yeah, I mean, going into year 4. What, just like on the field or like off the field or just anything?
You had that one catch for the first down. That was epic. Your first career catch.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, I mean, like that's like my favorite moment right now because you know it's my only catch. It's my first catch. Yeah. It's in one of the biggest crucial games. Like,
was it a NFC Championship game?
Yeah. It was like to put us at like first seat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like. It was just like crazy, like, and I hadn't gone in since like the second quarter. You know, it's my rookie year. I'm like, man, I'm starting to get cold, you know, because this is like mid-December, and so I just hear them like, Jayu, you're in, and I'm like, what? I haven't gone in since second quarter.
Just play with your
I'm
twiddling your thumbs.
Like I'm playing around, like, you know, no, I'm like locked in and stuff, but I'm like. Wait, did he just call me? It's 4th and 10 with like 30. Maybe a minute left in the game. So I'm like, all right, bet, like let's go.
No, it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it might have been 40, like a little less. And so you got to get a first down. You have to catch it at the 1. If not, you got to score. You know, because it's 4th and 10. Yeah. And so I'm like. Okay, like this is gonna be kind of cool. Like if Russ, I'm like, I hope Russ looks my way, you know, because we have Tyler and DK lined up on the left side, and then me, Jake Holler, and then David Moore on the outside. So I'm like, Russ might come this way. If DK and Tyler are like not looking good, you know, like he might come over.
Do you not know before the play who it's going to?
No,
really,
not at all.
But I mean, they got their first read, right?
Yeah, there's progression. So there's like sides he's gonna look first, but there's no like, okay, this play's drawn up for you. Oh, okay. I mean, there are plays like that. Don't get me wrong, but not in that situation. Yeah, like goal line, it's like everybody be ready because it could come your way, especially with Russ's scramble ability, you know. So. Anyways, I'm just thinking like, okay, like this is gonna be fun, and sure enough, like I get inside the goal line, I'm like 3 yards in, and I start working back to the ball, and I just see Russ like looking at me. His eyes are getting big. My eyes are getting big. I'm like, dude, are you gonna throw it? Like, so that he finally like he just whips it, you know, and I'm like, oh yes, like let's go, and like I see my foot like just come out of the end zone, and I'm like. Man, like, how did I come this far down already? But, you know, caught the ball, secured the first down, and gave us a chance to win the game.
But what really impressed me is that, you know how, I forget who did this earlier in the season. They, like, celebrated instead of running the ball back to clock it.
Oh, yeah.
You ran the ball back and you gave it to the ref, and then you clocked it.
I just, like, all I could remember was practices. Like, it was like, give the ball to the ref. Like I could just hear that like voice and like that memory. And so as soon as I got up, like I was going like this, and then I was like, I have no time to celebrate like or do anything. So what am I doing? Yeah. So then I just looked inside and I saw the ref running to mark it. He gave me the first. And so I was like, oh, I got to book it. That's when the first time I ran a 4.3. So it was kind of cool. It was like unclocked, but it was a 4.3.
Definitely. Pushing 4.2, I think.
It was like,
the fastest you've ever had.
Ever.
That's so. How big of a difference is it going from college to NFL? Like the level of play. Is it that big? I feel like for running back, I feel like the transition's a little easier. But how is it for receiver?
I think receiver is the easiest transition.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't think the play is that much different from collegiate level.
The speed isn't.
It's
faster.
So I break it down like this. So I think they're more the DBs have more skill set, but so should you at that point. So it kind of almost like weighs itself out. But like even in college, like there's good players. Like you got to go to college to make it to the NFL. All the guys who are in the league had to play in college. So it's I don't gameplay wise, I don't think it's that much different. Now outside of that, like playbook studying, that's where the league becomes a little bit more challenging, or where people have a hard time, they fall off because it's like they can't learn their stuff or whatever the case may be. But I think the gameplay is like I don't think it's that different.
Wow. So you weren't nervous, like trying to keep up with everybody?
No, I mean
you're just excited.
Yeah, I was just like, I think I had so much adrenaline, so much excitement and going in, like knowing I was a draftee, it kind of helped my motivation, because it like boosted me to be like, hey, like these guys want me here, like I need to be that dude that they wanted. And so it was like natural. Like I got out there and I just started making plays. Like my first preseason I had about like 4 or 5 catches for about 120 yards.
Some good runs after the catch too.
Yeah, like I had some yak and I had a couple jet sweeps and stuff like that. So like it was I had a couple kick returns. But yeah, like I wasn't like fazed by that at all. It was more so just like the outside field stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I mean, hey, stoked for you. I mean, just a local kid from Kona doing big things in the NFL. And you went to a good team as well. It wasn't like you're drafted to the Jaguars. Were you ever worried about something like that?
I was low-key, like, I was like, there's a couple places I don't want to go. And like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people know where it is, but I'm just like, man, I really don't want to go out there, But yeah, Seattle was like the perfect fit.
It's not too far from Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good place. I've been to Seattle a couple times.
Yeah.
I really like Seattle, and of course the team is really good. I mean, they had a rough season this past season.
Yeah.
But I mean,
a lot of injuries.
Yeah, a lot of injuries, and I'm hoping they come back, and maybe it'll be like a rebuild.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll just be back to how they used to be and dominate everybody. Like,
yeah.
When they had the 12th man era, like those the Legion of Boom.
The Legion of Boom, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm stoked for you guys. I'm really excited for this upcoming season so I can see you play.
Yep.
And I just want to say mahalo for coming on the podcast and talking stories. I know people are going to really enjoy this episode.
For sure. No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I actually was thinking of just coming over here and just like breaking your legs for to get back at you for all the old times, but I had to compose myself and keep myself in check. So
watch out, I'll come off the end.
Yeah, watch out, you might get blindsided. Those people like to run on the field. Yeah. Watch out, I might be one of those guys to try to blindside you. Nah, it's okay. We were both on the offense, so I never had to like tackle. Actually, no. I play at that age. You're playing both ways. Yeah. So never mind. Yeah. I gotta go find the old tape, see if we can. I can find any clips we have, and I'll post that. That'll be my claim to fame.
Yeah, I'm gonna
tackle John Ursua.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if we have some of those tapes. I know my parents filmed all of the games.
Yeah, but that was the old camcorder, right?
It's just a matter if we can find it. Yeah.
So you have anything you want to add? Any last thing to say on the podcast?
No, I mean, just thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor to come on here, and appreciate your time, honestly.
Yeah, same to you, mahalo. I mean, you could be out tanning with coconut oil right now, but you're here on the podcast instead.
Right after this.
I appreciate it. So where can people find you? What are your socials?
I'm on IG, Twitter, and IG, Twitter, and Facebook, all on John Ursua. I'm on there. If you hit me up, I'm most likely going to respond. I'll try to respond to everybody I can, everybody that hits me up. And then, I'm more active on IG, though, than anything else. But, like I said, coming soon, my brand, JU All Day.
Exciting. Yeah, go check him out.
Check that out.
Yeah, check out his highlights. Check out his basketball clips on Instagram. You'd be pretty impressed. Oh, one thing I forgot to ask you. I was checking out your Instagram, and you have just one highlight of Ursula, the lady from Money Heist.
Oh yeah.
What's that about?
Wait, which one is it?
It's your highlight. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one picture.
Tokyo?
Yeah, Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's her name. Ursula in.
Oh yeah, Ursula in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I thought she was like a great actor in that show, and that's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
so
same.
Like,
I watched it during the pandemic. That's the only show I watched.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Did you watch all the new stuff already?
I finished the whole season.
Yeah.
So good.
It was sad to see her.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Hopefully
spoiler
no
alert.
one sees
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's one of my favorite shows, that in Ozark. So I had some I threw some like random photos in there.
Okay, I thought it was like Ursula. It was like that connection.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell people that now.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering. I love that show though.
Yeah.
Casa de Papel. I watched it in Spanish.
Oh, you did?
With subtitles. I don't like to watch the dub one.
Yeah,
I like to hear the actual voice.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So Ozark, I gotta check that out. My brother told me to watch that.
Great show.
Cool. All right. Well, keep up the good work. Get healthy, and you're gonna have a great season. Be back stronger than ever.
Yeah.
You got the whole Hawaii backing you, so
Yep.
it's gonna be epic all day.
Thank you all day.
Okay, so mahalo, John, for joining us on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Check us out on Hawaiiverse.com, the best place to support locals. Spread aloha, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. New episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and you'll hear me next time on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Ahui ho.